But above all today, we mourn the actual officers, the individual men and women who have been taken from us far too soon. We mourn officers like David Lee, an 18-year veteran of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. Last September, Officer Lee was responding to a single-car crash on Interstate 70, a highway I've driven a number of times. As he was retrieving traffic cones from his own vehicle, an illegal immigrant, speeding and under the influence of alcohol, lost control of his car and struck Officer Lee. He was critically injured and passed away during surgery. He died as he lived, serving others tirelessly without fail, and he left behind a grieving wife and 2 beautiful children. We mourn officers like Fernando Esqueda, a deputy sheriff who had served the Houston area with the Harris County Sheriff's Office for 5 years. Now, after his department launched a manhunt against a suspect thought to have violently assaulted a nearby clerk, Deputy Esqueda sprang into action. His fellow detectives were able to narrow down an area of interest for the suspect's getaway vehicle, but unable to find the car, they ended up dropping the search. Yet Deputy Esqueda returned to the spot and was able to make a positive ID on the vehicle. As he reported the news to his fellow deputies, he was killed in a cowardly ambush attack. Deputy Esqueda was 28 years old. His life unfairly taken in his prime, but his funeral last July, as so many of you know, brought over 1,000 community members to honor and respect that great fallen hero. And finally, we mourn officers like Hamilton County Special Deputy Sheriff Larry Henderson. Now, I realize this case occurred not in 2024, but more recently, not even 2 weeks ago, in fact, but the story hits especially close to home because I am, of course, a person who calls Cincinnati my home. Deputy Henderson was an exemplary public servant to Southwestern Ohio, the part of the country that made me who I am. He dedicated 33 years of his life to protecting the people of Hamilton County, Ohio. But even after having retired recently from the force, Deputy Henderson continued to step up and serve his community. While directing traffic near the University of Cincinnati during a commencement event, he was attacked and killed by a man he'd never even met. A man who we now know targeted Deputy Henderson simply because he was an officer of the law. Deputy Henderson devoted his career to protecting the lives of complete strangers, only to have a complete stranger take his own. And it's a story all of you know too well and happens too often in our country. Now, that case is now in the courts, where I pray his family gets the swift justice that it deserves. But all of us here today pray for Deputy Henderson, Deputy Esqueda, for Officer Lee, and for the many other peace officers we recognize and honor here today. Their sacrifice was not in vain, but in the furtherance of the most noble ideals and most critical mission of our nation. They laid down their lives to defend safe homes, peaceful neighborhoods, and the quiet order that gives structure and decency to our great American society. And today, we pray as well for the families, the friends, and the other loved ones of every one of these officers, mourning even today people who were taken from us far too soon. Behind each of those officers' badges was a beating heart, a family waiting to hear how the day went, a home left emptier and quieter and sadder than it should be. And I want to speak directly to all of those personally mourning here today. Your loss is our nation's loss. Your grief is our grief. Your heartbreak is our heartbreak. You all feel their absence with a depth and level of pain, of course, that I can't possibly begin to comprehend. But I'm here today to tell you that our administration, and I believe the whole of the American community, stands with you, both as fellow citizens, but also as beneficiaries of the ultimate sacrifice laid down by your loved ones. We love you, and we're grateful to you.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more videos from News Channel 20.